Welcome to another episode of Tamu Chronicles, No Chaser, bringing you life wisdom with a lot of sarcasm and much more attitude daily the long way. There were labels put on me as a child and as a young woman. And they were pretty much the same labels. There was nothing original about them. Labels like mean, stuck up, gold digger. I looked like I was a gold digger. And growing up, well into my early adulthood, I would attempt to prove to people that I wasn't those things. I would do things to prove to people that I wasn't me. I would be agreeable when I didn't agree. I would attempt to be in the company of people that didn't like me and I didn't like them. Just to show and prove, see, look, I'm not mean. I can be around people who don't appreciate me. I'm not mean. I would accept things that I didn't want to prove that I wasn't me. Stuck up. I would do things to prove that I wasn't stuck up. I would attempt to prove that no. See, I may look like a gold digger, but I'm not really. I'm not really. And while I was trying to prove that I didn't fit in any of these labels, I never learned that I could actually use people's perceptions to my benefit. I also I didn't understand that it wasn't necessarily those labels that people were giving me. Instead of them using their language and not being lazy with their language and not really saying what they really wanted to say, they chalked it up to, oh, you're mean, you're stuck up, you look like a gold digger. What I learned is that mean and stuck upness that people would label me as, I've always been a person where, first of all, I can walk into a room and I observe. I can be cordial. I can walk into a room of people that I don't know. And I can walk around the room. I can smile. I can say hello to people. I can be, like I said, cordial. But we're not about to be best friends off top. Oh, and another label that people would use is standoffish. I'm not the warm and fuzzy type. If I don't know you, you're getting a handshake, you're not getting a hug. If I'm just meeting you, I'm not about to ask you a whole bunch of questions about your life. I'm not intrusive in that way. I find that to be very intrusive. I find that to be indicative that behavior to be indicative of someone who has no boundaries. We're not about to be sisters off top. We're not about to be best friends off top. Yes, sometimes you can meet people, and this exists in the world, where you can meet people and you can instantly feel like you've known this person for a long time and you just met. But even in those instances, I still don't do that. I believe in getting the feel of an individual. I believe in getting the feel of the environment that you're in. And that's why people have called me stuck up. People have called me standoffish. And instead of me leaning into my expression of being cordial and yet having boundaries, I took that as a negative thing. I took that as a very negative thing. I should have used it, and I took it as a negative thing. That's first and foremost. Not realizing that me being who I am, that was actually a problem for other people. And instead of people saying that, or instead of people saying, you know what, I just don't like her, I don't like you, instead of being honest, they put these labels. They gave me these labels, okay? I would learn also over time that being mean, I will be mean all day. If that means that I'm going to put myself first, that I'm going to speak up for what I need and for what I want, that if I don't agree with you, I'm not going to pretend that I do. If I don't like you, if I don't like that you did something or said something, we're going to talk about it. If that makes me mean, I will be mean all day. And again, instead of me leaning into that part of me, I viewed it as a negative thing just because of the label. Just because of the label. The men that would tell me, oh, you look like a gold digger, that was that person telling me, those men telling me, you're high maintenance. You're an attractive, high maintenance woman. I don't know if I can handle that. Because how do you look like that you're a gold digger? I mean, I didn't have it marked on my head. I didn't wear a t-shirt that said that. But over time, I realized what those men were telling me. And I'm telling you this as a woman that's almost 50. I'll be 50. I'll be half of a century next year. Okay? So these are things that I have learned over time. And instead of me leaning into that and using that you look like a gold digger to my advantage, I viewed that as a negative thing. When really, my full expression was on display, and I should have celebrated that. I should have celebrated that. I should have used those perceptions that people had of me to my advantage. Oh, I should have said, oh, you're noticing that I'm high maintenance. You're noticing that I take care of myself. You're noticing that I take care of what I put into my body, that I'm choosy about who I let into my space. You're noticing that. Thank you. You're noticing that I speak up for myself. You're noticing that I'm confident. Thank you. So the reason I have brought you that whole scenario is because some of you are allowing people's labels about you to cause you to forget who you are. People will bring up negative labels about you when they don't like you. Okay? And not everyone, you're not for everybody. I'm not for everybody. There is no one that is required to like you. What people are required to do is respect you. That is a requirement. At least it is for me. Okay? But you're allowing people's perceptions of you and the fact that you're not for them and the fact that they really can't handle you. You're allowing that to cause you to forget to cause you to forget who you are. You're allowing their perceptions of you to cause you to shrink, to be in the background when you should be in the front. They're causing you, this is especially for you as a woman, if you're a woman watching this, they're causing you to not dress the way that you want to because you don't want to be perceived in a certain way. They're causing you to not wear your hair a certain way, not wear your makeup a certain way. They're causing you to limit yourself because you don't want to be viewed as stuck up, because you don't want to be viewed as a gold digger, because you don't want to be viewed as mean. Stop doing that. You have an expression that is your magic, that is your power. Fuck these other people. If they want to view you as mean, then they'll leave you the fuck alone. If they want to view you as stuck up, then they won't be in your stuck up space. They don't belong there. If a man is telling you you look like a gold digger, then he will step aside and let the man who has enough money to be in your space, to be there, okay? To handle your high maintenance. But don't you dare shrink yourself another day and another moment.